Brother Ben here. Brother Ben. Now, Ben got a heck of a program. A lot of people listening to Brother Ben. And Ben tells them about the minister. And Ben tells them about the minister.
Assalamu alaikum, family. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah. And Muhammad is his messenger. I would like to greet you all again with the greeting words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language of Assalamu alaikum. Today we're going to be talking about living in your life purpose. There was something Sister Alexis said a few years ago. No, maybe a year ago. And it says, where purpose is not known, mismanagement is inevitable. Say it again. Where purpose is not known, mismanagement is inevitable. We should strive to find the purpose in why we're doing many things. Most things in our life we should try to get down to the root of why we're even doing it, because that would drive us and help us in doing whatever needs to be done to make it happen. Because as we say, life is lifing. And struggle is ordained. Our purpose is really what gives us the strength to overcome the difficult times that's coming. See, when I was on the basketball team and times get hard, you remember the purpose for what we're doing. When we get into it, hey man, we trying to win conference. We trying to go all state. When you join an organization and things get hard and people say things, oh, I didn't like the way he said that, you have to remember the purpose of what you're striving to do. In dealing with our people, the resurrection of the dead, it gets difficult. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he said this is the hardest job given to man. You have to remember the purpose. When times get hard, when they cuss you out, when they don't appreciate you, all that, you have to remember the purpose. And when life gets hard, when you're ready to check out of life, you have to remember your aim and purpose. But what happens when you don't know your purpose? You're just living just to live. And there is no purpose in that. So what is the reason for me even staying? What is the reason for me even being here? What is the reason for me even to struggle if I'm not struggling to get to an ultimate goal? Why am I in the program? And I encourage us to do the 7 whys. And I want to go over that today. The 7 why technique. And I want us to use this. I want us to use this in every area that we can. The 7 whys. Let's look at what this looks like. Let me see something. Let's look at this right here. I want to show us this real quick. The 7 whys is important because it will get to the root of the situation. Can y'all see my screen? Let me know if y'all can see my screen. Cool. Now let's read over this. Why do I procrastinate? Just as an example, because many of us are dealing with procrastination. Why do I procrastinate? Because I'm stuck on using the tools I have here on the computer. Why am I stuck when there are people available to help me? See? That's a question many of us can ask right now that been in the program. Why am I stuck when there are people available to help me live every week during the coaching? Why don't I ask during the coaching? What is it? See, these are questions we have to ask to get to the root. Why am I stuck when there are people available to help me? Because I haven't asked for help. Why haven't I asked for help? Because they would think I'm stupid. I should be able to figure it out. See, is that the thought that you're having? Now, at this point, we can go a few ways. We can ask, why am I worried what they think? See, let's get to the root. Why am I even worried about what they think? Why would they think I'm stupid? Why should I be able to figure it out? See? Let's go with, why should I be able to figure it out? Because I expect that I can figure out any computer application. If I can't figure it out, maybe I'm not as smart as I think I am. See, let's get to the root of this procrastination we say we having. Okay, well, why would it be bad if I'm not as smart as I think I am? What's so bad about that? Because it's part of my identity to be smart. We getting deeper. I would judge myself harshly if I thought I was stupid. Why would I judge myself harshly for being stupid? Now I can tap on each of those answers as I go through, or wait until I get to the pay dirt. So at this point, I would tap on, even though I judge myself harshly for being stupid, I love and accept myself completely. If I had negative experiences that I could remember where it was bad if I was stupid, I'd obviously tap on those. But in this instance, I don't. I've gone from procrastination to an identity issue of having to be smart. I could tap on that too. And most of the answers along the way. Each time I can see what pops up and tap on that as well. So you see how we went from, oh, I'm just procrastinating. Oh, I'm just kind of overwhelmed. Not when you got teachers here that said they willing to help you. Not when you got ChatGPT. Not when you got YouTube. Not when you got Google. Not when you got something else maybe. Oh, it's an identity issue. Oh, you just masking it as procrastination. You just masking it as I'm overwhelmed and I ain't got to it yet. Even though I don't know why I judge myself harshly for being stupid, I love and accept myself completely. So there's more than one question from the answers. Explore all the possible questions. They'll probably all give you useful tapping points. So I just want to share that with us to kind of help you guys out with getting to the root. We mask it with these answers that we give, but let's strive to get to the root of why we really aren't productive as we want to be. Let's use this to get to the root of our purpose. What do you want to be? Well, I want to be a entrepreneur. Why? See? Why? Why are you getting into this? So that when things get hard, you can get to the root of the why. And maybe the why will be more stronger than the excuse and reason that you give yourself for not being able to do it. Because we're going to give ourselves reason to do it. Not do it. Every day that we have a goal. Come on now, keep it real. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'm busy. Oh, I just got too much on my plate. You good. Do it tomorrow. And then what does tomorrow turn into? Do it tomorrow. And what is tomorrow? It's okay. At least you did this. Do it tomorrow. And then next week. And then next week. And then next. See? Your mind, our minds is going to always give us an excuse. So while our mind is clear, non-emotional, not tired, we need to think about what is my strong purpose, what is my strong reason, so that when those time comes up, I can remember what I wrote down. I can remember what I told myself about why I got to get this done. Because as they say, life is going to continue to life. Time is going to continue to go by. I have to take control over it, because if life is only good, if I can only get things done when things are good, I'm not going to be too effective. I have to learn to thrive being uncomfortable. I have to learn to thrive when life isn't going right, because life is not going to always go right. So that's where purpose kick in. That's where discipline kicks in. Yes, you can self-motivate yourself, but what about when you're not motivated? I talked to a group of brothers, young brothers, the other day. They talked about motivation. I said, well, what? You got to be motivated, self-motivated. I said, that's good, man. I love that, because you guys already at a young age are not depending on somebody outside of yourself to motivate you. But I asked them, well, what do you do when you're not motivated? What happens when, as a man, I don't feel like getting up working today. God damn, I'm tired of getting up. See, that's a real thing. Man, I don't feel like going to work today. Entrepreneur or not, I just want to lay in this bed, man, all day. And I can't. What if I'm not at that place right now? That's where discipline kicks in. Doing things you're not motivated to do. Doing things you're not inspired to do, because you're not going to always be inspired. You're not going to always be happy about what you got to do. So how do we fix our mind and fix our discipline to be able to do it even when we don't feel like it? That's when we're going to start eating then. Oh, we're going to be good then. So let's get to the message. I just want to open up with that. Let's get to our message from Sister Lisa Nichols. I know some of you sisters know about this, sister, but I think this is going to be really good. And I encourage you all to really take notes, family. Please take some notes, man, and have something to share at the end that stands out for you, okay? Here we go. Let's see here.
Hey there, hey there. How are you guys doing? I love it. Vishen is telling the truth. We were sitting in Canada, and it was June, is what he didn't tell you, and December was a long way away. And I said, that's one weekend, and he was like, oh, that's the weekend I'm doing. I thought, did I just get set up? And and it was the best setup ever. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be with you. I'm so happy to be a part of this conversation, and in this moment, leading the conversation, because I had so many breakthroughs in rooms like this. And this is where I explored Lisa, forgave Lisa, reinvented Lisa, discovered the best parts of Lisa, gave Lisa permission to play big, play huge, play ginormous. Here is where I found some of my best friends on the planet, my new friends. And so I love rooms like this. I'm super committed as long as I can to be in this space with you. You know, when we talk about live your quest, that's a really big statement. It can be exciting and scary. Anybody have that mutual feeling at times? You're like, live my quest? I'm just trying to figure out my GPS. I'm trying to figure out what does next year look like. And then there's that opportunity that comes with living your quest to go, wait a minute, what happens if I decided and designed my next best season? What would that look like? And so I thought that I'd just slide by to stir your soul a bit. It's kind of what I do. I have to leave tomorrow midday. I have a dinner engagement and a keynote speech in Jamaica tomorrow night. But for today, I thought we'd just turn things up a bit. So may I do that with you guys? Yeah. Now, I've been known to make things a little mildly to moderately to significantly uncomfortable in any form of mediocrity. I've been known to do that. I wake up in the morning to find out how can I disrupt anything that's not in alignment with my future today. And so since I'm on the stage today, I thought I'll just do that with you guys as well. Is that all right? Yes. When we talk about living our quest, I think that living my quest, really, if I look at it on a daily basis, it's finding my own voice. It's finding your voice. It's finding the song that only you can sing, off key or not. It's finding your rhythm. It's discovering what it feels like to walk in your shoes today. It won't look like it looked 10 years ago. Living your quest is, what can I do with my life so that my life becomes infectious to someone else? Living my quest looks like, how do I make my fingerprint matter so big that it lives beyond my transition day? Living your quest is, how can I forgive the perceivingly unforgivable so I can love the absolute lovable? Living your quest is, how do I give myself 1,000 second chances, and every time I get to 999, press reset? Yeah? Yeah. Living my quest is not some ambiguous, untouchable experience. Living my quest means going back and healing the little girl in me so that the woman can be free. It's going back and embracing the little boy in you so that the man can show up and give himself permission to cry when necessary. Living your quest is not something that you can't touch. It's not something that requires a stage or lights or cameras. Living your quest is being complete and content with who you are in the dark of the night, so who you are in the middle of the day is all right. Living your quest is as simple as it is complex. Living your quest is about giving yourself permission, say permission, on a daily basis to become the next best version of yourself. Living your quest is not holding yourself hostage to old decisions, not holding yourself hostage to shame, blame, guilt, regret, and anger. Living your quest is about recognizing that every day I can be reborn to my possibility. Yes. Yes. See, living your quest is as internal and personal as it is public. Living your quest is about recognizing that you have brilliance in you and not being willing to dim your light one more day. Living your quest means not being afraid of the genius in you, even though you have doubt. Living your quest is recognizing that you get to sing your song off tune, that you can get to live in perfection while you master imperfection. Living your quest is, it could be complex and it could be simple. And I'm only telling you the things that I've had to do, because in so many ways, I didn't know I would be standing here with you in Cancun. My path didn't make sense that it would land me here. I look at my life as a young woman in South Central LA, living between the Harlem Crip 30s and the Rolling 60s. Those are not cheerleading squads, y'all. Having 3 fights a week to get home from school, and that was the easy part. The hard part was the fact that my highest grade in school was a C+. See, when some of you brought home C's, your parents were frustrated. When I brought home a C, my parents were excited because I was severely dyslexic in school. So it took me a lot longer to learn. The last time I took an English class, I got a fail. And my English teacher said, "Lisa, you have to be the weakest writer I've ever met in my entire life." I said, does that come with an award? I am kind of collecting awards. And the last time I took a speech class, my speech teacher gave me a D- and said, quote unquote, "Miss Nichols, I recommend that you never speak in public, that you get a desk job." And what it showed me was that some of your best motivation might come wrapped in sandpaper. Some of your best inspiration comes with some pricks and some nails and some thorns around it. Some of your best inspiration came in an experience that you didn't ask for, you didn't want, and you never want to have again. Some of your best inspiration, some of the very thing that's fueled your soul to get you here, came in an experience that you dare not wish on your enemy. You dare not wish on anyone. But yet it still fueled you to come and step inside your quest. So when you ask the question, am I on the right path? How can you not be? if you can still see light? How can you not be? So I just stopped by to stir your soul a bit. I stopped by to disrupt any form of mediocrity in you. I stopped by to settle your doubt and put in place of the question mark a period or a comma. Because some of you have put a period where God put a comma and said, it ain't over yet, it's just beginning. Don't put a period there yet. That deserves a comma. Yes, yes. And so I just stopped by. I stopped by to wake up that imaginary baby in your belly that says, don't you sit down on me. Don't you let me sit down. Don't you let me go without being shown to the world. I will not let you off the hook. I will keep you up tonight. I stopped by to shake that imaginary baby in your belly. I stopped by to ask you, what would your song sound like if you sung it out loud so that we all can hear? Don't just sing in the shower. Sing so I could hear. What would your dance look like if you did it so that I could see? What would your rhythm look like? Because when you let your rhythm out, when you just get inside your rhythm, and when you are bold enough to share your rhythm with the world, y'all just bounce like this with me. When you just share your rhythm, come on, just like this. When you share your rhythm, and all of a sudden, you become outrageous enough to show the world that you are willing to move inside of an imaginary sound that's only in your belly, all of a sudden you look out, and the rest of the world is moving with you. I just stopped by. To have you feel your movement, or at least feel the desire to feel your movement. As a matter of fact, become unapologetic and non-negotiable about your movement. As a matter of fact, become non-negotiable about the fact that the world has to feel your movement. As a matter of fact, be willing to lose some sleep, be willing to stay up late, be willing to become unapologetic and non-negotiable, be willing to piss some people off even. I just stopped by to agitate that something in you, because I believe sometimes we try to be too polite with our dream. Sometimes we don't want to disrupt the world while we're dreaming big. Sometimes we're more committed to living in someone else's perception of us than we are living in our truth of ourselves. I'm just saying. So I stopped by to agitate that. I don't know, am I talking to anybody in this room? I stopped by to ask, are you willing to play so big that you scare yourself? Are you willing to sing so loudly that the next room stops? Are you willing to dance in such a rhythm that you become contagious? Are you willing to forgive the unforgivable, love the unlovable? Are you willing to do it all 1,000 times until you get it right? Are you willing? Yes. Like, I just stopped by because that's what it feels like on a daily basis to recommit to the divine assignment on your life. Because your life has less to do with you than it has to do with all of us who will cross your path. And because you let your light shine, you gave us permission to do the same. Because we saw you do it with knees knocking and teeth chattering, but you did it anyway, we just become copycats of you. Well, he did it. I might as well do it. And all of a sudden, an entire nation is doing something bold and outrageous and radical. I want to play a message for you. Jason's going to help me play a message for you. And in a moment, I just want you to sit silently, eyes open or eyes closed. And I want you, wait a minute, Jason, in one moment. I want you to, in the message that you hear, it'll be familiar. You've heard it once or twice before, but I want it to sit in your soul. I want it to sit in your cells. I want it to pull you. I wanted you to not look at this message and this experience from over there. I want you to sit in it, to say, what if I am to do my version of this? What if, without any evidence, without any witnesses, I'm supposed to see something as big? My version of this. What if, without any co-signers, without any agreeers, I still am supposed to do something like this or something very different? What if I need no evidence that it might be so, because faith is operating without any physical evidence? What if?
Be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, extent of that character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted. Every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together.
Thank God. This little boy who grew into a mighty man would be bold enough and outrageous enough to have such an audacious dream. To be willing to be ridiculed, ostracized, threatened, to be so convicted that he's willing to give his very life for a dream that he might not physically be here to realize. Oh, what a mighty mightiness. So I ask you, because of him, we're sitting here, lying here, dancing, singing, rapping, playing together, because he was bold enough to fight against what was the norm. So I ask you, can you help me down, Doc? What is your dream? Are you willing? Are you willing to disrupt any form of what, I'm gonna come down to center in a moment. Are you willing? Are you willing to reinvent yourself? Are you willing? Are you willing to become someone you've never seen before? Are you willing to run, leap, and soar, even at the possibility that you might fall? Are you willing? Are you willing to do something you've never done before, say something you've never said before, do the things you don't want to do, say the things you don't want to say, so that you can be the man, the woman you've always known yourself to be? Are you willing? See, I didn't come here to give you a lot of answers. I came here to disrupt your soul with a lot of right questions. Because I wasn't supposed to be here. I was that kid that was always struggling with self-esteem. Am I good enough? Am I smart enough? No one looks like me, makes it anywhere. I'm chocolate, mocha skin, full lips, round hips, and kinky hair. You just don't see me on TV. You don't see me glorified. You don't see me representing beauty. You don't see me. So the world didn't give me permission to be here, but I didn't ask for it either. So some of you are still asking for permission. And sometimes you have to stop asking for permission, and it's just time to give the world notice. So I just showed up to invite you to give the world notice that you're coming. Give the world notice that you've been here. Give the world notice that you've played polite long enough. Now it's time to play full out. Give the world notice that unapologetic just showed up. Give the world notice that non-negotiable just showed up. Give the world notice that if they can't handle your light, that you're tired, you're no longer going to dim your light. If they can't handle your light, put on some shades. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, are you willing? Because when you become that bold, when you become that audacious, when you become that unapologetic, all of a sudden you become infectious. All of a sudden, just the mere glimmer of you, when I can catch a glimpse of you, when I can get in your hemisphere, in your atmosphere, in your zip code, something happens to me because I'm in proximity. And then you become absolutely aware of the true assignment on your life. That you were here to save us. You were here to inspire us by the way you walk with assistance, by the way you rise above your own uncertainty, by the way you push past your religious conversation, your cultural conversation, your economic conversation, your gender conversation, by the way you show up and say, how can I serve humanity? By the way you recognize that your human spirit is unbreakable, your human spirit is unshakable, your human spirit is unstoppable, your human spirit is unavailable to the relationship that's not going right, to the finances that don't look right. Your human spirit is unavailable. Your human spirit is simply asking for you to give it a command. Who will we serve next? What will we do? And what mountain will we require to bow down? And when you get that and you operate with that knowing, all of a sudden you become contagious. And people just want to be in your space and share your oxygen because you make them believe again. So what is your quest? It might just be to go home and be 1,000% present with your children. Your quest might be to love an unlovable sibling. Your quest might be to forgive an ex so you can truly be present with your next. Just saying. I'm just saying. Like it might be that. I'm a girl who, as a mom in 1995, I was broke and broken. And all I was committed to do was not spend the next 25 years in that brokenness. So I didn't decide my quest out of a pursuit of serving the world in a big way. I stepped into my quest becoming committed that I won't have it that way anymore. So however you step, just step. However you step, just step. Sometimes you gotta step out of something before you're stepping into something. Just step. Don't get paralysis of the analysis trying to make sure the step is right. I'd rather you take 10 steps wrong than analyze trying to make one step right one more day while someone's waiting to be inspired by you. I'm still figuring out how to get it right, but I've done some good work trying to figure out how to get it right, sis? One day I'm gonna master this thing. One day. So I just stopped by to stir your soul. I stopped by to not let you off the hook of your brilliance, of your genius, of your humanity, of the willingness to live in a constant duality, allowing your brilliance and your confusion to coexist, and you embrace them both. Not waiting for another thing. Not waiting for another person, not waiting for any permission, not waiting for someone to validate you, not waiting for your mother, your father to say you're okay, not waiting for the man, the woman in your life to say go, be free, not waiting. What are you waiting for? I need your oxygen today. I need your oxygen today. So I didn't come here to keep you comfortable. It's working, huh? She's like, why is she so close to me right now? So I just wanted to ask you, are you willing? I want to take you on a guided visualization. I went on this visualization about 17 years ago. And every time I did the visualization, it would disrupt my soul. And I didn't understand why I was so disrupted. But when the facilitator would take me on it, he would play so big. And at the time, I couldn't see myself that big. And he kept pushing my buttons and telling me to see this big part of me. And he was making me so afraid every single time. And so I made sure my friend wouldn't let me leave the room because I said, instead of running from my bigness, I just want to sit here and grow in it. Just one breath at a time. One breath at a time. So this might not be your last time here. It might not be the last time we see each other because you'll keep breathing one breath at a time and into the woman, the man that you're becoming, the divine assignment that's been placed on your life that you're perfectly prepared for, that with all your imperfections, you're perfect for the job. With all your imperfections, you're perfect. Take a deep breath. I love you, sis. I want you to, we're going to play just a little. Jason, would you help me with just a little bit of guided meditation music, guided visualization? So many of you know me through some of the guided visualizations that I've done with Mind Valley. Thank you. So I want to take you on this journey and then tell you a story on the other side. It might blow your mind. Get yourself comfortable, whatever way you're comfortable. You may want to do this with eyes closed or eyes open, whatever you're comfortable with. I want you to visualize yourself driving down the highway. There's a little traffic. It's a sunny day, summertime, beautiful. And you're just taking a nice breath, driving to an event that you're to speak at. And as you get about 15 minutes out from the event, you check your watch, look down at your watch in your mind. You notice it's 15 minutes away, and all of a sudden you begin to notice that that traffic is slowing down. You get a phone call and say that you don't have to be there for another hour, so you're excited. So you do the off-ramp. You get on the off-ramp and you stop by your home. And imagine it's 5 years out from today, on this day, 5 years out, and every single one of your dreams have come true. 5 years out. As a matter of fact, you've surpassed all your dreams. So I want you to think of whatever that car is that you love. The car you're driving is better than that. Whatever that community that you've wanted to live in, you've surpassed that one. Whatever that thing is, that life experience you want to have that you call success, oh, you're way past that. Just keep seeing yourself. For some of you, you may see a bank account balance. I want you to take that bank account balance, visualize whatever it is. Money is just energy. Money is just energy. Visualize that balance in your bank. Now I want you to double it in your head. Double it. Now I want you to drive your car to the front gate of your home. And I want you to push in the code, and the front gate automatically opens. And then you drive another mile up to your house. I told you it's better than you imagined, guys. You drive a mile on your property till you get to your front door. Your big double door open. You walk into the home, and whatever your home looks like in its most beautiful, pristine place, travertine floors, a spiral staircase, a beautiful chandelier. You smell lavender. You smell chamomile. You smell the beautiful aromas, the beautiful flowers. You hear the music. Your house is your sanctuary. You hear the waterfall that's running in the indoor pool over in the back corner. You hear the laughter of your family. I want you to hear the laughter of your family, the robust laughter of your family. You go into the dining room where there's a 20-person table and everyone standing around the table and enjoying each other. And the person who cooks the best in your family, they cook today. It's a good day. And your family gathers around the table. Visualize your family sitting down at the table. And one by one, they raise their glass. And to your surprise, they all begin to toast you. They begin to celebrate you for what you've done, what you started 5 years ago. The person that you stepped into 5 years ago in Cancun. The person that came home wasn't the same person, you see. And that person began to do some really amazing things, inward and outward. And life just began to change. And they are witnessing it, and they just want to celebrate you. And they finish the toast, and everyone begins to eat and talk, and you look down at your watch again, and you realize that, oh my God, I'm running late. I got to get back on the road and get to this speaking event. So you hop out of the room, you run out to the car, you jump in your car, you choose the convertible today again, and you get on the highway. And as you're on the highway, you're driving up the highway, and you run into traffic again. Now, you're really 15 minutes out, and you need to get there. You hear that there are going to be quite a few people. You're not sure of the number, but quite a few. and you're getting frustrated, feel yourself get frustrated right now. I want you to feel that energy of being stuck in traffic, of being, oh man. And then you stop and you think, wait a minute, this just might be my traffic jam. They might be all going to the same place that I'm going to. You make your way through traffic. It takes you 20 minutes. You get there 5 minutes late, but no one cares. They're so excited to see you. You walk into a stadium. Picture yourself walking onto this big platform. You walk onto the stadium. The room is silent. You come to the podium. You look around. There are 10,000 people there to see you, to hear you, to touch you because of what you've done, who you've become, the example you've been. See yourself, guys. See yourself right there. See yourself right in the center of the stage. See yourself. You look out and you can feel the energy of every single person, all 10,000 people. You open up your paper. You get ready to say your speech. But you start with 2 words. Thank you. And then before you can start your speech and say another word, person number 6,782 way in the back, they yell out, no, thank you. And then person number 460, they yell out, thank you. Person number 56 in the front yells, thank you. Person number 7,950 yells, thank you. And then each person just begins to yell, thank you, thank you. Thank you for believing in yourself again. Thank you for getting over your fear of being brilliant. Thank you for showing up in Cancun even scared. Thank you for picking up the pieces again and again. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. 10,000 people all say thank you to you. Just breathe it in. Just breathe it in. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. You stand on stage and you commit to that room that you're gonna lock every single door in that stadium, and you're gonna leave one door open, and you're gonna hug every single person that came to see you, and you warn them, we are going to be here for a while. And they're okay with that because they came just to get close to you, just to share your oxygen. And you stand by that door, the one to the side. And that 68-year-old man comes to you and he bends down and he hugs you and he says, thank you for letting me know I'm not too old to dream again. And followed behind him is that 16-year-old girl who comes and she hugs you and she says, thank you for letting me know that I count. And behind her is that 44-year-old woman who says, thank you for letting me know that I need to put myself first now. And behind her is that 35-year-old man saying, thank you for letting me know that I could feel out loud. I can let my joy out. I can let my tears out. Thank you for showing me what freedom looks like. And one by one, 10,000 people hug you, and thank you. And on your way home at 3:30 in the morning, you realize that you never came to deliver a speech. You came to hear the people acknowledge you for being courageous, audacious, non-negotiable, and unapologetic. Take a deep breath. Breathe in your 5-year future, however you want it to look. Feel your feet back on the ground. Feel your back against the chair or on the pillows. Wiggle your toes a bit. Wiggle your hands a bit. And join me back in Cancun as you open your eyes. I did that exercise, that guided visualization, about 9 times with this same instructor. And I was very uncomfortable every time because something in my belly knew something that my mind wasn't ready to hold on to. You guys get that? And something in my belly was disrupted. And I kid you not, true story. And my friends from California know this. My brother, Reverend Beckwith, knows this. My sister knows this. I was driving on the 405 freeway, headed to San Diego. And I was in my convertible with my best friend. And this is the girlfriend that we don't remember back in 1992 which one of us had $10, but the other one was broke. And by the end of the day, we both had $5. That was that friend. You know your ride or die friend? I was with my ride or die friend. And life had changed. The Secret had come out. I'd been on Oprah. I'd been on Larry King. My brother and I had done great work together. My sister and I, Janet, had done great work together. And so my life had changed for my son, Jelani, and I. And we're riding down the highway and in my convertible, got my shades on, rocking my fro, playing some Indie just chatting with my girl. And I looked down at my clock. I said, oh my God, Sharita, I kid you not. We need to get there. I can't remember exactly what we're doing, but I know I'm speaking, and I know that we got about 30 minutes to get there, and traffic's getting kind of tight, and traffic slowed down a little more. I said, Sharita, I can't be late. We got to get there. She's like, it's okay, relax. And she had been to this conference with me where I had done that guided visualization years before. And she's like, relax. I'm like, honey, I need you to dodge through traffic. I need us to make this happen. She said, relax. She goes, Lisa, what if this is your traffic jam? I was like, that's nice. That would be beautiful. But it's not. Let's go. I'm like, it's not. She's like, Lisa, but what if? But what if it's yours? I was like, that would be really cool, huh? And tears started streaming down my face. And right at that moment, she asked the car, she goes, excuse me, could we get in front of you? She's like waving to this guy. And he just kind of nonchalantly waves me. He goes, yeah, okay, go ahead. So we get in front of him. He sticks his head out the car. He said, go ahead, because I'm coming to see you anyway. And I just start bawling. Like now I'm doing the ugly cry now, like, ooh, ooh, ooh. But wait. So as we're driving, we're kind of dodging through traffic, and this woman drives up with this like beautiful Escalade. It was like this like 2020 Escalade. And she was regal, like the window went down regal, like, And she had this beautiful blonde hair and beautiful blue eyes. And she said, what time do you go on? I said, I think as soon as I get there. She says, well, I'm gonna stay right behind you because I came to see you. Now I'm just sobbing. And we're at a standstill. And I realize I'm not gonna get there in time. And one by one, cars begin to look at us and bump their horns. And people begin to wave. And I'm like, what are they waving at? And people are waving at us. I'm like, and I'm thinking they don't recognize me because I got my shades on. She's like, Lisa, they're waving at you. And so we're on the off-ramp, and there's no way, we're gridlocked. And I kid you not, one by one, each car drove up on the embankment and parted like the Red Sea. And as we drove my car through slowly, they yelled out their window, thank you. Thank you for the secret. Thank you for what you said on Oprah. Thank you for your work. So if you don't think that your future that you just declared is on its way to you, think again. I arrived at the stadium and there wasn't 10,000 people there. There were 11,200 people there waiting on me. And what I realized was that the power of the tongue will speak life into your future. And I just want to know, what are you willing to speak life into? What are you willing to declare? What are you willing to become non-negotiable about? What are you willing to stop teetering about? See, some of you are still wondering, can I do it? Am I good enough? No, I'm not good enough. Am I good enough? No, I'm not. It's like you've been about to jump into a double dutch game for the last 5 years, wondering if you can do it. And you're just going, can I do it? Should I do it? Come on, how many of us are there? Come on, you guys, let's just be honest. Can I do it? Should I do it? Would I do it? And the world is going, hurry up! Just jump in already. We need you. Figure it out when you're in there. Jump in. And you're just saying, I just stopped by to say, are you willing to just jump? Because when you do, and you're willing to spread your wings, and you're willing to do something and be something different, and you're willing to get to the edge, knowing you might fall, but also knowing you might fly. Are you willing to leap with butterflies in your belly, maybe even a little doubt in your mind, but unwavering, non-negotiable faith in your heart? Are you willing to spread your wings? Yes. And live? Yes. I just stopped by to stir your soul. I stopped by to disrupt any form of mediocrity in you. I stopped by to be the midwife to your imaginary baby of possibility. I stopped by so that you and I together can co-create the next best version. Because if a man like Dr. King in a time like that can do a thing like he did, then what can we do? What's available to us? What is the universe waiting on us to make a command for? What is the human spirit ready? What order is it ready to deliver? I'm just saying that I don't want to be off the hook. And I ain't letting you off the hook because you don't want to be off the hook either. Because my grandmother says, baby, when you get my age, and y'all, some of y'all met my grandmother before. She's spicy. She's come to A-Fest. She was more popular than me. She says, baby, when you get my age, I'm 87 years old, you're supposed to sit in your favorite rocking chair and tell the story of your life. But when you're your age, baby, you're supposed to make sure the story's gonna be good to tell. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. And so I want to take you on one more journey, may I? Before I take you on the journey, I just want to, we talk about some of your best plans get disrupted. And so often when our plans get disrupted, we stop. And sometimes we check out. And we begin to ask that ever so powerless question, why me? I always say the quality of your answer lives in the quality of your question. Ask a better question next time. You might get a better answer next time, right? And so I just want to celebrate my brothers. I met them here. We've become fast friends. I want to celebrate Ricardo, and I want to celebrate Josh. They're here to give us some coffee, bulletproof coffee, and for 1,000 reasons, transportation, the coffee is on like Juan Hulo's truck somewhere and never quite came. And I just want to celebrate the two of you for staying resilient in the face of discomfort. Stand up, staying resilient in the face of discomfort. And yesterday, I didn't understand what the coffee was until you explained it to me. And the best way I can describe it is I've never heard coffee that's actually fuel for your body and fuel for your future and fuel for your dream. And so let's make a point to make sure they know that they haven't lost any time. that the human spirit is unbreakable and unshakable, and we are a tribe. So I know, like I know, that everyone will still visit your booth and still get great value from the things that you've created already. So I celebrate you too. Today I'll be out on wherever we're going, doing whatever we're doing. I'm gonna be front and center doing it with y'all, whatever it is. And I know many of you have asked, how are the ways that you can play with me and learn from me? And there are ways that you can do that. If you'd like to have those conversations, Narelle is with me and Matt is in the back. And just have those conversations with us. Our goal is to say yes, yes to you. You just gotta figure out the question. And we wanna serve you. But just watch out, because I'm only gonna speak to the woman or the man you're becoming. I won't get stuck in who you've been. I'm committed to you. I believe that we're in a day where we don't get acknowledged enough. And we don't get acknowledged enough because we haven't set the example enough of what self-acknowledgement looks like. When Reverend Michael Beckwith and I were on the Oprah show years ago, I said something. I said, it's my job. The world is looking at me and using me as the example of how they get to treat me. And it's my job to give the world the best example of how they get to treat me. And I wasn't always there. I didn't always know that. I didn't always do that. And so I want to take this moment as we close, and I want to go into a space of acknowledgement, because many of you came here, and you came here to have your tanks filled back up again, yes? Yes. And so I want to intentionally, with intention and focus, I want to do that. And Mind Valley has asked me for many years to hold sacred spaces for you and to push the envelope and to create experiences and facilitate connection and to disrupt things like we did on day 0 and replant them with you. And I'm honored to do that as a transformational coach. That's the space I live. And so for the last time that I'll be in front of you for this A-Fest, I want to leave you with the gift of being full by your own words, but being full by someone else's words as well. So on the count of 3, I'm going to ask you to stand and find a partner. You can have the partner next to you. You can find a stranger. It's always beautiful when that occurs. And just silently, if you can, silently face them. 1, 2, 3. Yes. If you're sitting down in the front, you can stay there as long as you're fully face each other. As long as you fully face each other. And a good friend of ours, Janet will recognize this song. A good friend of ours did this amazing project with some of the teachers from The Secret, and I love his work. And I want you to listen to this song, and I want you to hear it in a whole new way. I want you to feel it in a way that feels so cellular. I want you to dedicate this song to your partner through your eyes without talking, and I want you to hear the song as if it were written for you. You might hear a familiar voice on the song. You may recognize a voice. But just take a deep breath. Jason, you can start that piece. And take in every word. The opportunity daily to turn my valleys into my mountaintops.
So I choose to give the world my best possible.
It's time to play big.
And give it all I can to be embraceable.
You're perfect for this assignment.
To the world.
You're perfect for this assignment.
I sing my song.
We're waiting for your song.
Embraceable to all. So I choose to give the world my best possible. To turn my valleys into my mountaintops.
Your hardest times, we're preparing you for now.
So I choose to give the world.
Make a choice.
the best of me.
Give us the best of you in this next season.
Possible, the best of me.
No one can sing my song like me. No one can dance my dance like me. No one can speak with my rhythm, smile with my shine. No one can do me better than I can do me. So I choose to give the world the best me possible.
You are perfect, as is.
No one can sing my song like
Nobody can sing your song.
No one can dance my dance like me.
Nobody.
No one can speak with my rhythm.
Nobody.
Smile with my shine. Oh, smile with my shine.
We've been waiting on you.
No one can do
We've been waiting on you.
better than me.
As is.
I stand tall.
You are enough.
I'm proud to be
You've always been enough.
spreading the joy.
Come on. Give us that joy inside of you.
Deep inside of me.
That's deep in you, give it to us. We're ready for it. We've been waiting on you.
No one can sing
My song like me. No one can sing your song.
No one can dance
My dance like me. Only one of you.
No one can speak with my rhythm.
No one. No one can smile with your shine. No one has your smile. No one can do you better than you.
No one can do me better than me.
You are an unrepeatable miracle. You are an unrepeatable miracle. Share yourself.
Spreading the joy.
Give me what's in you.
Deep inside of me.
Feel it. Feel it. Step into your yes. Step into your yes. Surrender inside your yes. Listen. Come on, y'all. Feel it.
No one can dance. No one can
Dance my dance. My dance.
No one can speak.
Come on, y'all.
Can speak with my
Sing the words with her. Come on. Come on. No one can smile with my shine. Come on, sing it.
shine, my shine.
Come on, sing it with her. No one can do me better than me. Come on.
No one can do me better than me.
Come on.
No one. Oh, I stand tall. You know I'm standing tall. I'm so proud to be here.
Spreading your joy. Spread your joy. Spreading your joy. That's deep inside of you.
It's deep inside of me.
No one can sing my song like
You came to A-Fest to meet you.
no one can dance my dance like me.
You came to A-Fest to come back to you.
No one can speak
Nobody's got
my rhythm. Smile with my shine.
Come on, you guys. No one can do me better than me. Sing it, sing it.
No one can do
Say it, say it. No one can do me better than me. Spreading the joy that's deep inside of me.
that's deep inside me.
Spreading the joy. Spreading the joy. That's deep. That's deep. You woke it up here. You woke it up at A-Fest. You woke it up at A-Fest. You woke it up at A-Fest. And it ain't ever going back to sleep again. You woke it up at A-Fest. Now. But it ain't quite over yet. Like the late night infomercial goes, and then there's more. Shh, turn face your partner silently. Now that your souls have talked, Now I want you to hear your words. Repeat after me, looking at your partner. Repeat after me, looking at your partner. And say the words. And partner, I want you to hear the words as if they were scripted especially for you. If you happen to be by yourself, then this is a time for you to arrive back at you for you. There's a reason why. So looking at your partner, not at me, repeat after me. You are beautiful. Everything about you is beautiful. Your soul, your spirit, your heart, your mind. You're beautiful. You're perfect in every way. Even with your imperfection, you're perfect. Your eyes, your hair, your hips, your legs, your voice, your thoughts, and every past decision are exactly as they should be. You are amazing. You're phenomenal. And I know at times you forget that. So I need to tell you right here, right now, you're on the perfect path. You're in the right time. You're enough. You woke up enough. You're smart enough. You're brilliant enough. You're young enough. You're wise enough. You're giving enough. You're loving enough. In case you haven't figured it out, you're enough. And I'm honored to stand in front of you and witness your greatness. We are better off because you're on the planet. There will be a time. Take a deep breath, you guys. Just take a deep breath. There will be a time after we leave AFES where you might have a difficult moment. And the things that I've just said to you might be hard to remember. I want you to remember this moment when I stood in front of you. I looked in your eyes. And I said, in those moments, when your faith wavers, borrow my faith in you. I love you. I honor you. And I appreciate you. Hug time. So now, could I have, Jason, can you play something? Could I have Ricardo and Josh, Reverend Michael Beckwith, can you come up? Doc, can you come up? And Sis, can you come up? And can the two of you come?
Man. Woo. Man, that was powerful, wasn't it, man? Especially that visualization. Ooh, golly. Boy, had me thinking I was in the car in traffic. Boy, I'm down there, forgot I was at the house at the computer. Shoot, boy, that was something, that boy. Golly. Go ahead and press the number 1 if you have something that you would like to share that stood out for you in this message. Go ahead and press the number 1 to share something that stood out for you. Whew. Let's start with Sister Yolanda.
Man, that was like a meditation for me. And one of the key points that woke me up, I won't get stuck in who I have been.
Mm.
I won't get stuck in who I have been. Because I know that I am bold enough to go against the norm. She also said that too. And all through my journeying, I have been told, you always go off the path. And then in my current job, one of the supervisors had told me that won't I just go with the flow? I said, she don't do that. Because if the flow is not flowing with me, why I'm going with it? I'm not here to just, I'm here to do my job. Nevertheless, when something is going crooked, that don't mean I'm gonna go crooked too. If it goes against me staying in right, that's not gonna happen. But yeah, I am determined not to get stuck in who I have been. And someone mentioned one of the study guides in the comments, the building, the potential, something about the potential. And I had a conversation yesterday with my daughter, oldest daughter. We all have the potential. But I want to ask you this question. Why do you put so much into tapping into somebody else's potential instead of yourself? God gave you to live for you, not for somebody else. You can help encourage them, but you're going to spend most of your time trying to pull out their potential instead of pulling out your own. It's time for you to start living for you. So anything I speak to anyone with, I tell them, I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to myself too. Because I currently have an intern from Chicago with me. And boy, after that, you showed us how to make that video. What was that, day before yesterday? I bear witness. I came in my office, and like you said, I don't have no tripod, so I put this phone up or something, and I have a whiteboard behind me, and I wrote in blue, asking myself, what are you doing? So I made me a little video. I'm not that camera person. I don't like camera. So now I'm getting familiarized with the camera so that I can tap into and to get a hemisphere what is waiting for from me. Thank you for allowing me to share. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Sister Cynthia.
Yes, this was very powerful, very powerful. I was blessed to go and see her one day, and she had me so inspired. But then life took me away from where I was supposed to be. But listening to her now and remembering the things she said before, and really realizing that I have to stop making excuses and letting other people say what I can't do or this is not going to work, and just start doing for myself and being myself and opening up and doing what I need to do. This has really opened me up, and I thank you for this, brother, because now it brings back a lot of things that she told me once before. I appreciate it. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Praise be to Allah. Sister Tornisa.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
This was really real. She was talking about forgive the unlovable. When you give yourself 1,000 and then at 999 reset again, heal the little girl within you. Be content with who you are at nighttime so that you could deal with yourself during the day. Don't keep yourself a hostage. Recognize that you have brilliance in you. and recognize you can sing your own song. I mean, I've heard this, and it's just, you know, it's a blessing to be able to hear it again, so that you could come out of your comfort zone after dealing with so much trauma and different things that, you know, someone is talking to you. So I took my pictures out because no one's here with me, and I started talking to the 5-year-old picture and the one that was graduating high school, you know, and I'm crying here and I'm feeling it. And I'm like, you know, I gotta move forward, and I can do this. You know, I can. I'm talking to the person in me that we can make this happen. You know, get it out, make it happen. So, and the procrastination, it walked right into this. You know, why am I procrastinating? You know, and don't feel or look good the way you feel, you know, but I am. I'm as good as I am going to be, and I could be great, and I am great, and I need to love who I am and see myself in 5 years. Picture that, you know, and it was real to me. So I just want to say thank you for bringing her forth. I seen her before, not in her whole entirety, but this was a wake up call that, you know, repetition is the mother of learning. Learn how to come out of your own way. You know, forgive yourself. And that's what it boils down to, forgive yourself so that you can move forward, because you can't forgive nobody else unless you forgive yourself. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Brother Daniel.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna have to bullet point a few points. I didn't get her exact wordings, but I did gather some valuable principles. First, I know that she spoke to the mindset of doubt, and I know, as we were taught, that doubt is a mother of hypocrisy, and it has a chilling effect on desire, which feeds the will. I appreciate how our great sister really came from a very nurturing, positive perspective with the way she was teaching. And just looking at that doubt, that's very big. I know with some of the trials that I'm going through right now, I know I have to exercise faith, overcome fear, and stand on truth. But sometimes the circumstances can be so rough, so prevailing. It's a fight, it's a struggle because you don't necessarily know exactly where the gratification or the blessing is coming from, but the faith has to be so strong that you know it's coming though you don't see it. So overcoming that doubtful mindset and moving forward with a non-hesitant mind is very important. She also spoke to co-creation, and that immediately made me think about the role of the woman as a co-creator with Allah, which says to me as I'm developing as a man into my greatness and my divine purpose and working that. At some point, my work and my activity is going to demand help me, the second self of Allah, as the co-creator with Allah. So there's no way for me to evade that if I want to really level up and be the successful person that I desire to be in my goals. And she also, last point is she spoke to the quality of your question determines the quality of your answer. And I'm paraphrasing that. And I've heard that principle many times. You know, when a student, and I think the minister pointed this out in closing the gap, when the student don't ask a question that's clear, that's effective, then that's a sign that there needs to be more study and more refinement of the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, because the question that's being developed can't be answered because it's not a sufficient question. I remember Mother Tainetta saying that we get close to Allah by the quality of questions that we ask and looking for Allah to give the answer. And she also equated that with the supreme wisdom, how it's filled with questions and answers. So that says to me, as I'm studying, as I'm looking at my purpose and my why, if my why is not efficient, then that's a sign that I haven't come up with a clear goal. I haven't did the things necessary to know which direction I'm going in. So I need to look in my mind and see what questions am I asking. And if it's not efficient, then go back to the drawing board. And as our dear brother Ben often puts forth, you know, just come up with something clear. Have a defining goal. Don't be so vague and general in the questions and things that you come up with or the goals that you write, because that's a clear indication that you're not going to be moving on a solid path. So that's what stands out to me right now.
Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. Sister Randisha.
Assalamu alaikum, family. So what stood out to me was the journey that she took us on when she made us close our eyes and envision, just being stuck in traffic. And when she was just telling us the story about, her friend just giving her the reassurance when she didn't reassure herself about when she said that she was 15 minutes out and everybody just pulls over and parted like the Red Sea. I thought that stood out to me a lot because sometimes we say things and then sometimes we forget what we say. My hairdresser, and it's ironic that I'm on my way there now, right? And she always say to me, I need you to tell your story, honey. Like, she said, you will never have to work again. She said, you have young women and young men that flock to you. My mom called me yesterday and she said, Randisha, first off, I called her. I said, Mom, why would you name you Randisha? Right? And she laughed at me. And I said, and she said, when people ask you what the Randisha stand for, what do you tell them? And I tell them that it means one of a kind, right? And she said, you never brought home a pet. She said, but you always brought home someone that was in need. And, she hit me with some heavy news yesterday. Very, very heavy. And I said to her, I'm going to take off a couple weeks from the power call. And I'm going to come down there and I'm going to visit you and I'm going to take very, very good care of you. And she said, no. She said, you can't stop living for me. She said, I need you to step in the best you that you can be. This is just yesterday. I need you to be the best version of Randisha that Randisha can be. Because Randisha has yet to step in the foundation of herself. I can't give nobody Oprah. I can't give nobody Brother Ben. I can't give nobody Sister Alexia or Sister Courtney. But I can give y'all the greatest of Sister Randisha that I can give y'all. And I thank her for taking me through that journey because when I was a assistant property manager, the boss at that time, she actually let me listen to Lisa Nichols. And she said to me, you remind me so much of her. But she said that you really don't talk. And she said that you're always just so skeptical about people. She said, I see you. She said, before you come into work, she said, you drive around the block. And she said, I see you because you sat on the other block and you just watched. She said, that's a person that does not trust anybody. So if I ever trust you, that means that I trust you wholeheartedly. But I think about when she said that us, building wealth is not about the money. It's about us. It's about me. It's about me believing that I can be wealthy. Like Brother Tay said, how you do anything is how you do everything. And if it don't got you involved, then how can you do anything at all? So I just wanted to say that we have to trust in us. If we don't trust us, we can't trust nobody else. If we don't trust us, we can't make $1 because we're not going to trust that $1. So I just want us to wake up and believe in ourselves. This was definitely a powerful power call. And I pray that we all take this and we implement it into our lives. Assalamu alaikum.
My. Sister Gwen.
Assalamu alaikum, family. I had never heard of this lady before, but I will be looking for more of her videos. I was looking in the mirror talking to myself when she said stand in front of someone and look at them and let them know. This is what I've been saying for a while now, that I'm looking forward to meeting me. I'm looking forward to getting to know me, the new me, the older me, because every day you are not the same person as you was yesterday. Every birthday, Allah has allowed you to see. You become a new creation. You become a new person. You become a better version because, like she said, what you did when you were 29, Brother Ben, you're not going to do it in your 30s if it didn't coincide with what you had planned for your life, what Allah has planned for your life. And when she said, find your own rhythm, find your own voice, oh my God, the tears was just rolling down my face because I'm like, that's what I've been saying. I need to find me. I need to know me. And that's what I'm doing. She said, she said, your life has less to do with you, but more to do with those who come across your path. How many people have impacted you? And sometimes you can't say things to people outside of this community because they don't understand. But within this community, within this power call, all of us have the same mindset. All of us have the same goals. So you feel safe to say things to them that you can't say to others. Thank you, Brother Ben, for this. This was wonderful. It was powerful. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Praise be to Allah. Yeah, man, one of the things that stood out for me is when she said, you are enough. You are enough where you at. Not that you remain complacent and don't acquire skills and don't study and don't increase in knowledge. But it reminds me of Master Fard Muhammad saying, hey man, accept your own and be yourself. Be yourself. You're trying to become someone else that you see on social media. You got to add this to yourself, No, you're going without when we got to go within. And sometimes, you are just in the wrong environment. You're the right seed, but you just got to be placed in the proper soil. And when the opportunity meets you, you don't even realize it ain't nothing extra you got to do. You, how you are, what you may know already, what you may already be skilled at is enough for that opportunity, and it can change your life. So many of us are striving to make things, shaped ourselves to be this and be that, and we're not finding us. We're not going to the man in the mirror. Who are you? Because we don't believe that who I am is good enough, so I have to become something else. Damn, that's it right there. I don't believe that who I am and what I am could be beneficial enough for my life. I don't think that's good enough. So I have to become something that I'm really not, and that's not a good formula because I'm finding myself always in an unnatural state because I'm trying to become something I'm not. Hey, man, I have to accept my own and be myself and find myself with, as Sister Gwen just said it, like-minded brothers and sisters. Because when I find those who are like-minded, they'll see the value in me. Oh, you may not see it. But those right people, they're going to say, oh, boy, what you already do is enough, boy. I ain't got to stretch myself and try to be other than myself to be accepted, to be loved, to be wanted. They're going to say how you are, how you talking right now, the way you stumble over your words, the way you stutter a little bit. Oh, just like that is enough. But no, you want to sound polished. You don't want to have no mistakes. And that's good. Keep improving. But I'm just saying, man, maybe the way that we are, maybe that hood that you got in you is enough to connect with those who need to connect with you. But you want to throw away your past. Maybe the pain that you experience in your past is a part of your story that makes you who you are, but you're trying to ignore that and keep that behind closed doors. Oh, man. Could it be that Allah is the best knower? Could it be that Allah is the best of planners and he didn't take you through this and he didn't permit you to go through this just so that it can just be something of the past? It's supposed to make us and shape us into something. Who said you're not good enough because you ain't got a degree? Who? Who said you ain't good enough because you ain't got no license? Hell, you done healed yourself. You done helped others. Yeah, you may not have went to school for it, but who's better to know what you've gone through? Hell, if you went through it yourself. So I know, and you know what it feels like. The thoughts that you have at night, the emotions that you have. You understand what you went through and going through on a deeper level than somebody who just read about it. And I hear so many people say, well, I just don't know if I'm qualified. I mean, I don't even know if I said, what? Did you go through it yourself? Did you help yourself overcome it? So, man, this is deep, man. And that visualization, boy, man, that's huge, man, because some of us don't see ourselves outside of our current condition. And when we hold that thought, that visualization of where we want to be in our mind, we start to move in a way that attracts that. I'm talking different. I'm holding myself to a higher standard because I'm not okay with just being where I'm at. Who I was yesterday and what I was yesterday, there's a better version of me. And really, the worst version of us is really sometimes us acting most times other than ourselves. It ain't the real us. It's the broken us. It's the trauma us. It's the self-doubt part of us. The part of us that the us that has the low confidence. The part of us that don't want to speak, that don't want to open our mouth, that's scared to take the leap. That's worried about what other people have to say about me. So that's why I don't post. I can act like I can't go learn it on YouTube. I can act like I can't go learn how to edit the content. I can act like, oh, it's just so overwhelming for me. Yeah. But I can act like I have no time to watch a 10-minute YouTube video to learn how to do it. And I watch it over and over and over again until I understand it. But could it be something deeper than that? Could it be something deeper than that that's actually stopping you from even doing what you know you got access to go do to even learn what you can learn? What is it? Come on now, let's get deep into this thing. You can't make me believe that we can learn about what's going on with Diddy case, but you can't learn about how to edit a video. Come on now, what is it? Let's keep it real. You can't make me believe you know what's going on in every celebrity life. You know every celebrity that's in the Illuminati, but you can't do no research. Come on. What is it? So we got to get down to the root of why I don't even go look into the solutions. What is it? What is it about myself that I'm thinking about myself? What is it about what I'm thinking and worrying about and caring about what others is going to think about me? So that's self-reflection, man. What are we protecting ourselves from? Who are we protecting ourselves from? Because really, the mindset is what's really holding a lot of us back. We cannot say we don't have the information. I don't care if you can't reach your teacher, your coach, your mama, your daddy. Man, you got ChatGPT today that can tell you exactly where to put. Man, ChatGPT so cold, you can take a picture of something and ChatGPT will tell you how to do it. Hey, here goes a picture. Can you tell me where to click? Oh, click right here. Come on, man. So now excuses are really being removed. And we can only do what Sister Gwen said she did. look in that mirror and say, now, damn, boy, damn, sister, why didn't I look at this YouTube video that's showing me on the screen how to do it? Oh, why didn't I just read this book? I can Google exactly the chapter that I need. I can put it in ChatGPT. Hey, which chapter, which paragraph deals with X, Y, and Z? I can find it if I really want to find it. So what's holding me back, really? See? That's all it is. That's all it is. We got YouTube, we got Google. All the information is in abundance. So we can't say I don't got the information. We have no choice but to say it's something with self. So let's go on to Sister Shireen. I seen you down there in the comments bearing witness. What you got for us today?
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum.
I got tears today. Oh boy. So, Sister Randisha, just before my father transitioned, few months before he transitioned, he told me, you can't find who you are until you look for who you are. Dare to look in the mirror. Now, this is the same man who a few months prior to that cursed me out, literally cursed me out and told me to jump. What are you afraid of? Just do it. Now, several years prior to that, he told me I was nothing and nobody wanted to hear what I had to say. And so and today's his birthday. So he saw a transition in me that I didn't see because I was still trapped in what he said before. So I was trying to catch up to see what he saw because I didn't see it. And, sometimes our audience might just be one person. This society got us thinking that if 1 million people don't hear us, we're nothing, we're unsuccessful. But Allah didn't send us to be, quote unquote, social media influencers. He sent us to be the 5%, to teach the 85%, to arise the dead by the thousands. So we don't have to reach the millions. I listen to my children, they're in their 20s. And when I pull up a YouTube video, they go, oh, it only got 16,000 views. It only got 20,000 views. To them, it didn't do anything. If it didn't reach, millions and hundreds of millions and close to 1 billion views. You know what I'm saying? But what we doing, that work that we doing, if we get one in a week or in 2 weeks or in a month, but that one goes the distance, Allah is pleased with us because he knows what it takes to resurrect the dead. We are doing the hardest job that any person on the planet is doing. It might seem like Bill Gates is doing the most and Tesla and all them other people with the Fortune 500 corporations and blah, blah, blah. But they're the ones that's giving us the dead. They're the ones that's killing us. And we got to turn around and resurrect these people who are the idols of the dead. Our people idolize the people that's killing them, literally. So we take it hard on ourselves because we are playing a game of smoke and mirrors and what the minister 3-card Monty, 5-card Monty. I grew up in Harlem and they used to play them card games with the marble under the card and trick people and sell people a TV and it was a box of rocks, you know, and that's still happening. We still hustling our own people, killing our own people. And we the ones that gotta go in the hood and tell our people that the way they living is wrong. And then we not only do we have to tell them what they doing is wrong, we gotta tell them with love, and we gotta be kind, and we gotta be balanced, and we gotta monitor our self-accusing spirit. We got all these things we are juggling at the same time, but we still trying. So yeah, we ain't got everything all perfect and everything, but daggone it, we trying to please the God. So yeah, let's not be so hard on ourselves. And yes, we do have to level up because he prescribed excellence in everything we do. So everything we do, we should set out to do it with a high level of performance. However, let's just stop thinking that everything we do, we got to get it right the first time. We got to keep trying. We got to keep trying. That's it. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Ooh-wee. Powerful call this morning, boy. Powerful call. Sister Dr. K.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Sister Shireen. That was just so beautiful what you just said, as well as all the other things that have been said. But that's so just the comment you made about numbers. Like that is so true. We look for, the larger, the more you have means the more successful you are, or the better you are. Or, that means something positive. You know what I mean? That is crazy because when I listen to my children with social media, they always say that too. Like, oh, I need more I need more of this. I need more. Oh, I only have this. Or somebody unfollow me. Oh, that's not good. You know what I mean? So that's crazy. But anyway, it's so interesting because I really didn't even, as much as I love the power call every morning, I don't know, something really was keeping me from getting on this morning, right? I kind of laid in the bed and my alarm went off and I was like, I'm not getting up. I'm going to lay down this morning. And then I went on and I jumped on and then I caught Brother Ben saying something about maybe the 7 whys and procrastination, or it was something. And honestly, I'm just going to be totally honest. Whatever it was that Brother Ben said, I kind of was resistant to it. Like, oh gosh, I don't really want to hear this morning. I'm really not trying to hear this morning. And then when I start listening to the sister this morning speaking, is interesting because as I was writing down different bullet points, I kind of started writing down these questions. So when she talked about closing your eyes and imagine this and imagine you're here, the crazy thing is I couldn't imagine it, right? Like I could not find the picture, right? I mean, I closed my eyes. I couldn't see myself doing it. Like I couldn't see myself, walking into this big house. I couldn't see myself. Like it was very, very difficult to see myself. It's crazy because every time it comes to envisioning something or closing my eyes and seeing something, whether it's Brother Ben or someone else asking, like, what do you want to do? Like, what is your gift? A lot of times I really can't answer that on my own. I always have to go out and seek the answer from others. So I always find myself saying to other people, hey, what do you think I'm good at? Hey, what is my gift? Hey, what is it that I do? How do I help you? Hey, but the crazy thing is when I stop and think for myself, I can't see it. I cannot see it. I could not, everything that she asked us to do, and this is just me being crystal clear, which is somewhat uncomfortable for me because I feel like it's like a level of imperfection. You know what I mean? That's just being honest. But I'm just saying this because I'm just saying it. What if you can't see yourself? Like, what if you really just can't see yourself where you can't close your eyes and see yourself? You know, how do you get past the inability to see yourself in that place? Like, how do you get past that? How do you get past when you talk about what is your money story? I don't know. I don't know what my money story is. I don't know how I see money. I don't know. I can't even see myself in that place. Like, why do you have to ask others what makes you great? Why do you have to ask others what you're good at? These are just questions that I wrote down for myself because the reality is some of those questions I don't have the answer. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I can't see that, you know. And I feel like sometimes the one thing, the overall thing that really touched me about even what I listened to today is when she said, like, um, we take 20 years trying to make this one perfect move instead of just moving. The other thing she said that just caught me, just made me I thought about was I don't have the answers, but I have the questions. You know, that was just something. And so anyway, I'm just continuing to strive because the only thing, I'm going to say, the only thing I was able to envision and see is funny. The last part when she said, close your eyes and stand in front of the person. So I'm sitting in my room by myself, right? And at first, when I saw the person, I just visualized her standing in front of me, right? But for some reason, it just didn't seem right, right? It was like, then I envisioned my children. And I'm like, man, I can't do it. I'm not doing this. Something's just not working. And the last person I envisioned was little me, was little me. And when I envisioned little me, that's when the answers started to come. Because little me, I never felt good enough, ever, 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 as a little girl. I never felt good enough. I never felt that people saw me. I always felt like I had to be something other people approved of. And it made me, it in my whole life journey thus far, I'm always running to someone else from everything, every relationship, I'm always running to other people to seek other people's approval or to help other people. But I never see me. So anyway, that was the one vision I could actually have. It is I could see that little girl and always saw her getting behind other people, hiding behind other people, being quiet, not thinking the words or her thoughts or anything that she had to say was good enough, or feeling I had to do it or say it in a certain way. And if I said it and it didn't sound right, then people would think I'm not smart or something's wrong. And so really, that's all I have to say this morning. But I'm just like, I'm striving and I'm going to keep striving, afraid, unsure, uncomfortable. I'm just going to keep striving. But it's just so interesting, like I said, though. Anyway, that's all I had to share this morning.
Thank you for thank you for sharing that. And yeah, that's deep. I have a question. What did that little girl want? What did she envision for herself?
honestly, I can't even answer that question. What did she envision for herself? Honestly, I I don't know. The only thing I can, when I think about that little girl, the only thing I think about is I can remember the times where I never felt good enough. Like I can remember as a little girl, I remember my mom telling me, this is crazy though, that I wasn't, like, she didn't want to have me. I remember my mom going through some mental struggles when she was pregnant with me, and she didn't want to have me. So I can always remember always feeling like I wasn't supposed to be. Like my brother and sister, they had godparents, right? I never did. Uh my brother and sister, like I was always the different child. I was always, and so I don't know what that look. I really don't know. I just can always remember when I look at my life journey, I never ever felt I never felt good enough, man. I don't care how many, and it's crazy, you talk about degrees and stuff like that. I got degrees, I got every degree that you can have, and I still felt like I'm still not good enough. Like, I don't care. I have these degrees and I never felt good enough. It's crazy. But other people will say, "Oh my gosh, you are amazing." Like, "Oh my gosh, you do that." And I'm like, always like, "Really?" Even to this day, I'm really like, "Really?" Even when I talk to you, Brother Ben, sometimes, and you'll ask me questions. Really, in the back of my head, I'm like, "Okay, okay, I get it." But inside, I'm like, "Really?" Really? But hey, I'm striving, man. I'm striving.
Well, I will recommend that if you haven't already, to definitely strive to get some auditing. You remind me of I have to find it because you actually just reminded me of this. I was looking for it. The minister felt the same way. I don't know if you know, but the minister, I want to say he had on a blue suit. My mind says he had on a blue suit when he was explaining this, or he was sitting down. So it must have been recent, but I don't know. But basically, if any believer know what I'm talking about when I say this, please let me know which video it is so I can go get it. But he said that his mother wanted to abort him. We've heard him say that before, right? But his mother wanted to abort him 3 times. So that was in him, of her thoughts of not like wanting him when he came. And as I'm listening to you, the thought process in my mind is Allah is the best knower and the best of planners, because he said the Honorable Elijah Muhammad would say things about him, but he couldn't accept it because of what he felt from his childhood and his birth. He couldn't accept the things that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was saying about him. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, when you find yourself, I believe, it's going to be kind of hard to hold yourself down, or struggle to hold yourself down, something like that. But the way that he was born and his mother wanting to abort him, he couldn't accept the good words that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was saying about him. But he went. He stepped out on faith. And I believe as the minister realized his birth, he realized where it came from. He was able to see the root of where the thought came from and was able to change it. It's not that I'm not good enough. This is exactly where it came from, and it doesn't have to be my identity. And to be honest, I don't think I've ever said this before. To be honest, I feel like that. The reason I talk fast sometimes in my videos, I've gotten better at it over the years because I think if I don't say it quick enough, people wouldn't listen to me. So when I hear the minister speak slow, in the name of Allah, the beneficent, and I'm like, they listening to him, how slow he's talking. They wouldn't listen to me if I talk that slow. I have to hurry what I got to say out. So sometimes my periods would be a run-on sentence. If you go to some of my old videos, I wouldn't pause. I've gotten better at it now when I'm making a point and I'm saying that we have to listen. And I'll pause and let it sit. And then I go, but I used to rush my sentences trying to get it out because I felt like they wouldn't listen to me. And I was like that because my dad, he's very talkative and he always bragged about me and Ben is my son and nah. So when somebody, it's like I'm always just quiet, which is why I'm like that in person. I'm quiet. I'm not the talkative person. And now that I think about it, I wonder if that's because I'm an introvert or because I feel like, man, ain't nobody want to sit down and I don't know how to hold no conversation. So me being behind the camera kind of gives me that comfortable. I can just talk and I ain't got to worry about those things. Maybe that's a part of it. However, at any rate, just going, like she said, just stepping out, it helped me. Yeah, it helped me. And I began to learn that you do have value. I began to learn that, man, you are impacting people the way that you talk. You are impacting people the way that, you articulate. And I began to realize that, I've seen so many people, and this is what I meant by Allah is the best of planners. The minister could have got big-headed by what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to him. But because of his birth, he was able to have a humility and be, as he said in Closing the Gap, that little boy on the inside just playing with marbles. But imagine if hearing that directly from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, hey, man, you are worth more than, he said, all them planes and diamonds. That's worth a lot. But he couldn't. It didn't make him big-headed per se because of his birth. So I think about myself. And when I say all praise is due to Allah, I really be like, man, praise be to Allah. I be like, man, they don't really know me. They don't, they say they love me. But boy, I do something they think they don't like, they'll leave. But then, is it because of my biological parents? I used to wonder, man, why didn't they even call to check on me? I'm staying with somebody else. You guys don't have to raise me, but man, y'all didn't, come to a basketball game. Y'all didn't, just check on me once a year. How you doing, son? I didn't get that. So, there's a part of me that has developed I don't care, not knowing my biological parents, my biological grandparents, not having a relationship with biological family. There's been this development of, I ain't really, they checking on me. But so it's so much so when some people check on me too much, I kind of, something happens where I kind of go away. Like I kind of I don't know, it's weird. I gotta figure that out. But I've seen so many people get big-headed, man, and get to a certain position and they let it get to their head. And I don't know, it's like, even with all the love, it's like, man, all praise is due to Allah. I'm impacting people's lives, but it's like, yeah, but you can do more, you can do more, you can do more, you can do more. Something in me always says you can do more. So even when I am growing, when I do have an abundance of money in those times and things of that nature, it's like, but you got to do more. You got to do more. So I never stop and just maybe enjoy it and say, wow, look at this. Because something in me says, oh, you got to keep going. Not enough people, are they really listening? Are they really getting it? Do they hear you? So maybe this is, Allah's way of keeping us going and moving and it ain't good enough. Keep on going. Impact more people. Do it more. Do it faster. Go. And maybe that's unhealthy. I got to find some balance. But there's a good side of it too when I look at it. So yeah, that just came to my mind as you was expressing that and saying that. That's actually one of the reasons why I used to talk so fast, and I probably still do, but talk so fast in my videos, because I would think, man, if I talk slow, they're not gonna listen. They're gonna go away. So yeah, you just reminded me of the minister. And if anybody knows that video of the minister where he talked about that, how he was born and how he couldn't accept what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said about him, if you can send it to me on school in the DM, that'd be good, because I was looking for that. I think he was saying that when he had on Blue. I don't know if that was a believers meeting or if that was like one of the Savior's days afterwards, but I definitely recall him saying something like that. But anyways, let's go to Sister Demetria.
Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
This been like my first week on a power call, so this been my first week of listening, like from Monday to Friday. So I just want to first say thank you, because this power call this week has been very productive, very positive for me. Starting my morning out with more positivity, listening to the minister and listening to things that I need to. It's kind of got me out of my rut that I've been in. So I'm really appreciative to that. It's like for a long time I've been working, like living in survival mode. And most of that just being based off of my own personal trauma and stuff like that. So I'm happy that I was able to like find a group that's positive, still is with the minister and still helping me to keep moving forward. The most thing that I could bring out is that this week everybody been talking about mindset and how you think and what you put in your brain and all that. And that's what changes us, and that's what make us more positive. And being able to like listen to other brothers and sisters, knowing I ain't the only one, that's been helping me, because like I've been stagnant with everything when it come to my right and when it come to even going to the mosque. When it come to my schoolwork, I just been stagnant and procrastinating because I want to be perfect, and I'm not that, and that's okay. And for that, I want to just thank you. Yeah.
Wow. Praise be to Allah. Well, welcome to the power call, and I'm glad that we were able to help you in any type of way. Man, that's amazing. Praise be to Allah. Sister Janie. Mm-hmm.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I just want to say, when you all were talking about your past, my story is when I was a little girl and we were in church, we had to do a play for Easter. And I just remember we had to memorize a line. And when it came to my time to say my part, I forgot my part. And my aunt, who was my foster mother at the time, when we got back in the car to go home, she told me, she said that first of all, she hit me in the head. Second of all, she told me that I was stupid. And that caused me to have like think that I have an impediment in speech. Like sometimes when I want to talk, I get really, really nervous. I don't say the right thing. And I know that it goes back to that, So sometimes you have to go back to go forward. Or like Brother Coach Khan said, sometimes you have to slow down in order to speed up. And I find that, to be so true. As I work on myself and find out what my impediments are or what my demons are and try to remove them, I'm very self-aware of those things that had happened to me. But what stuck out to me the most, what Lisa said was, when we find out, she said, if all impediments to our success were removed, who would you be? And then she said, when we find out who we are, then who will we serve next? And I always say this to you, Brother Ben. I say, that part right there, the part about serving people is our success. On the other side of that is our success. Once we get to that that ground, then that's where all of our success lies, right? And so I have a hard time wrapping my head around like being of service and giving stuff away for free. That was something that I had to work on, and I'm still working on that. But she also said that she said, when you step into the world, however you step, just step. Like Sister Shireen said, I'm tired of being a weeble wobble. Like if you're gonna fly, you might fly and you might fall, but we have to be willing to accept that. And I just thought that that was so powerful. And the thing that is so powerful about this group, like the sister said earlier, is that we all come and we share the same ideals. When we go to study circle on Friday, the science behind the circle is that when we, Sister Ava said that. She said, when we are in a circle, she said, after 15 minutes, we start to exchange bodily fluids and we all become one. That is the magic of the circle. And anytime there's an errant thought, we straighten that thought out and we put the circle, we keep the chain strong. And so that's really a beautiful scientific concept. And then there's this scientific concept called group belief. When a group of people come together and they believe on one thing, if that's to be successful, or if that's to believe in a law, or if that's to believe in the mission of going to get our people, we're going to be successful no matter what, because everybody is going to strengthen each other and bring each other up. And, when the group thing is just really a beautiful thing because it's very therapeutic, it's very, beneficial and very healing. And so for that, Brother Ben, and for you bringing us together, that's just a really pleasing thing in the eyesight of Allah. Because like she said, who will you serve? And you are trying to bring everybody to where you are. You're like, just come on, just believe. I'm telling you, if you come over here, you're going to be successful. And, you're going to be praised and blessed for a very, Allah's going to be with you, Brother Ben. So all praises due to Allah. Thank you, everyone.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you for sharing that. Who's up next? Coach Hightower.
Grand Rising family, Grand Rising. So great to be on this power call. And thank you all so much for your shares. And I want to tell you, man, your shares is what actually helps keep this container going. This is what helps people to make it throughout the day, as well as to get more clarity in regards to their journey and vision. I realize many of us share some of the same pain points and concerns. I love hearing some of the shares and the stories, and just want to kind of reflect, because many things that most of us deal with, man, goes back to unresolved childhood issues. And when you have those unresolved childhood issues, it stagnant your growth. So it's very important that we realize that. When you're in the womb of your mother, man, you have no idea what that mother is going through at that time. You have no idea what that father is going through at that time. And to hear the shares in regards to Brother Ben, Sister Kenyatta, even Minister Farrakhan, it has to be a very challenging decision for a mother to make to want to abort her baby. But when you put yourself in that woman's shoes, man, you have no idea what she's going through. Especially when you know you're about to bring someone in this world that's going to impact many people as well as the world. That right there is fear enough. And when you realize we're dealing with a spiritual form and a spiritual battle, that woman is already under attack. When it comes to trauma, there's different stages of trauma. There's 3 stages of trauma. They state with PTSD, it can take up to 6 months to 1 year to recover. Depends on what stage you at. You may spend 6 months to 1 year at that stage. When soldiers come back, they deal with so much trauma that they get debrief. And part of the debrief is to obtain information, but at the same time, it's for them to actually have rest and recuperation. And with that rest and recuperation is when you're supposed to reflect and heal. Sometimes it can take years to heal, years to heal. And right now, I'm listening to this container and I'm realizing there's a lot of healing that's taking place. And as this healing taking place, you got to keep moving. 40% of people never recover in that first year. And sometime in that first year, man, when you're dealing with the stages of trauma, you're dealing with safety and stability. You're dealing with the remembrance. Sometimes we forget things that happen. You're dealing with reconnection. And as we talk about family, man, I can tell you, man, I've been able to discover my family, not knowing my biological dad to the age of about 42, 43, and understanding the history behind it. Just discovered my brother who's from Oak Cliff, Texas, about 4 months ago. Discover a whole new set of family in Ville Platte, Louisiana. Went to my very first family reunion about 2 years ago in Oklahoma City, and just to see the family members and see the different skill sets and traits that we all exhibit. But if you don't have that family nucleus or you don't have that understanding, you have no idea sometimes who you are. So it goes back to understanding, as the sister was stating when her dad told her, sometimes you have to look for yourself before you can find yourself. And I say that because all these shares, man, are so impactful. So impactful. You are more than enough. You are more than enough. Sometimes you are at the stage of your life where you need to be at that moment. Sometimes you're in the stage of your life because there's other people that's dependent on you that you have no idea that's looking at you. And as Brother Ben stated, I heard him earlier in regards to sometimes he's kind of cautious when people come because he's not for sure what their intentions are. That can be very challenging, especially when you don't understand what these people's intentions are that's coming for you. And if you're a person that really cares about family, you have another way of looking at unity, community, nurturing. All that plays a factor. But I want to tell you all this on this power call. What you're doing right now, man, is part of the healing. It's part of you being successful. It's part of generating that wealth. What you're doing right now may be something that's going to change generations in your family. So getting on this power call and just being consistent and also acknowledging some of the things that you're fighting with. That's great. Now that we acknowledge and we're aware, we got to take action. And you got to realize, man, we have been placed with so much trauma, man, in our community. And most people are healing. They're able to move on. They're able to prosper. They're able to have a good quality of life. Our community, we're fighting. It's in desperation. We're in survival mode. And when you're in survival and fight or flight mode, you can't really decompress. You can't really think. You can't even really focus on what you really want to do because you're constantly in survival mode. So I just want to tell each and every one of you that's on this call, realize you are good enough. You are good enough. Now, you may need to polish some areas, but you are still good enough. Your gift is your gift. What Brother Ben doing, that's his gift. We can't take away his gift. And I want to tell you, brother, thank you for what you're doing because it's a major sacrifice that you're doing for so many. And you're very strategic with what you're doing. If y'all look at Brother Ben, he's very strategic with some of the speakers that he bring upon. So that's all I got to say. I want to say thank you so much. You all keep pushing. Brother Ben, thank you for letting me have this platform. God bless you all. Y'all keep moving on.
Praise be to Allah. You know what's funny? And we got to get out of here because Brother Tay is live. But it's funny because if y'all don't, I've said it before, like obviously talking real fast, but I actually come up with these topics like at 10, 11 o'clock at night, randomly. It don't even be like me strategically sometimes thinking about it. I feel like Allah just be lead me to like pick this, pick that. And to hear y'all responses sometimes like, man, I needed this one. It's like, bro, it's crazy. You know, I just like something comes up in my mind at night. I finish my work and it says, okay, let's cover purpose this morning. And I just go scrolling and scrolling. I said, let's just pick this one. So a lot of times, when when y'all are seeing it, I'm seeing it for the first time too. So like this one, we watched this together. I don't be watching them and then I say, oh, I think this would be a good one. I literally watched them for the first time with y'all. So yeah, man, it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. There's something else I'll share with y'all a little later that has happened on this power call, but I'll share that at a later time. But it's just amazing, man, how, I just see how our lives working and moving though. It's it's gonna be a great story to tell when I'm able to tell it. But yeah, it's some powerful stuff be happening. But man, I thank you guys for coming on this morning. Thank everybody who was vulnerable enough to share what I know probably wasn't easy for you to share. But man, as y'all can see, it's healing. It's really inspiring when y'all share these stories and what you get out of it and kind of what you're thinking. And let me say this, moving forward, be honest, on these calls. If I'm saying something or another coach is saying something, man, I want y'all to be blunt and say, no, I don't. I want y'all to be like Dr. K. I don't see that, Brother Ben. Now, it sounds good, but now I don't see all the goddamn money. Say it so that we know the pulse of where y'all at. If y'all don't be honest like that, we don't know how to go back and adjust and figure out ways and plan to pull it out. That may be a method. There may be an exercise that can be helped if everybody is aware that's what's going on. We don't want y'all just looking and, I get it, brother. Yeah. No, we want you to say, sister, I don't know what the hell you talking about. Now, don't be that blunt, but y'all know what I'm saying. So, shoot, we can know, man. Hey, man, now we got to approach it a different way. Because that's good insight, man. That's really good what she said today. Like, you know what? If I can be honest, I can't see that. I don't see it. That's good insight. Because if we don't get to the root of the situation, the minister says, we're God's. He said, all you have to do is know the cause and you can bring about the effect. That's what he said. So if we don't know the root of it, if we don't know, the things that's going on, we'll be here teaching until we get blue in the face. And nothing's working because we're not getting that insight that, hey, it's hard for me to even see that for my life. And here's why I can't see it. Oh, okay, we need to pivot. This is what we need to be dealing with, see? So we can be sitting here talking about selling products and doing this. Well, hell, how you gonna sell a product if you deep down inside believing, I don't even think I'm good enough? So we say, well, why you not posting 3 times, 5 times a day? Well, I just was busy. No, I don't think I'm good enough. So how the hell I'm gonna promote something and I don't think it's good enough? And I don't think I'm good enough. So I'm thinking that the person getting the product is not getting the best product, and I don't want to give nobody no half product. See, we got to get down to the root of this thing. So here I am thinking that, it's digital products and marketing that's the problem. No, that ain't the problem. They don't need no more tactics. They don't need no more strategies. No, it's something else that's needed. So, man, when y'all feel like that, man, let us know. It ain't going to hurt our feelings. Let us know so that we can make the proper adjustments to possibly help y'all. Now, I'm not saying we got all the answers now. I ain't saying just tell me and I'm going to figure it out. I may not know. A lot going to have to guide me on some of this stuff, but at least we can research it, and at least we know what the problem is, and we can start putting our focus on that to really help you guys. Because, again, we're not just here to, they subscribing and look how many members we got. That's cool, man, but we want to see some change. We want to hear y'all come on here and say, hey, man, I had my breakthrough. That's what make our day, not just y'all hearing your members and, it's cool, we got these. No, man, we want to see these lives being changed. That's why we put the time in studying and putting together presentations for y'all, not just to say we got this many members. So that's it, y'all. Those of y'all who going to be trading, going over there, let's hop over there with Brother Tay, and we'll see you guys on Monday, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Is Brother Ben here? Brother Ben. Now, Ben got a heck of a program. A lot of people listening to Brother Ben. And Ben tells them about the minister. And Ben tells them about the minister.